Hey y'all, I'm up at the theological seminary above San Anselmo. Been coming up here for years to reflect. It's a quiet space up here, and I thought I would front load this chat, this video, by letting you know that I'm doing a crowdfund right now to make my next album. It's called Wild Wind, and I'm going to record it out in Inverness with Ethan Turner. I have made an album there in the past called Ancient Baby, and I've wanted to go back ever since, and decided to do this crowdfund this time because it lets me do something more ambitious. It lets me hire my friends, basically, to do something bigger. In recent years, I've made some albums at home and sort of self-recorded them on a shoestring, and that's a vibe too. I like making albums that way. But every now and then you get an idea for an album and it feels like you want to make a movie for the ears. And you want to cast your friends in the album process. People who you could imagine singing or playing on the record, or even people whose visual art style you want to bring into the fold, making an album cover, or taking photographs or making a music video. And this Wild Wind album feels that way. And so I decided to sort of come back to this point of the album making cycle where I crowdfund something and sell it in advance. So I wanted to tell y'all about that. It's going right now, and this campaign will end on November 7th, and I'm looking to raise $7,000. Most of that money will be spent locally with our talent pool here in the North Bay and the Bay Area at large. And then some of that budget will also go to a vinyl pressing plant. In the past, I've made records with a place up in Portland called Crave Dog. And so some amount of the budget will go there too. And I've been kind of ruminating on, why do I make albums at this point in life? Been filling up some journal pages about it. And there are definitely arguments not to make albums in these times. People say just release singles or just keep it digital and don't have inventory weighing you down. Or people say, gosh, with AI making music so fast, aren't you afraid that what you make will get lost in a haystack of AI slop? And I think it all comes down to wanting to make something that I wish existed in the world. It's like old Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. And the rock and roll version of that maxim is make the album that you wish existed, or form the band that you wish were out there. And this project is kind of both of those things, the album and the band, because all these tunes that I want to put on the Wild Wind record, there's a dozen of them or maybe more. We've been playing all those tunes on stage with sometimes as a trio with JT John and Tommy O'Mahony, and other times expanding out from there and getting more voices and players in the mix. And so this time around, all these songs have already been alive on stage, and we've got this kind of brew happening. And I want to bring the band up there and pay them a decent wage to capture what we've got, our synergy as a live crew on 2-inch tape with Ethan, my friend and mentor. So that's kind of the mission this time around. And, you know, musicians, we are sort of this type of wildlife that needs a certain ecosystem. And the ecosystem involves like other bands being out there and record stores and venue owners who give a hoot about music and musicians. And luckily we have all of those things here in the North Bay. And I feel really just stoked. At each chapter of my life, I sort of rediscover that we're lucky here. That there are a ton of other musicians to be inspired by, to feel competitive with. That's a healthy thing. There are badasses who can show you how much you want to go home and practice up here. And those are the kind of folks who I want to enlist to work on this record. And I know when I go to the record store and I sort of put on my music consumer hat, that I just take heart. I feel reassured that other people are still out there making handmade music and putting it out on hard copies. I take reassurance in that, in knowing that. And I'm reassured by the record store owner behind the counter who is knowledgeable and kind of rooting for all of these musicians to keep it going. So I'm happy to be an animal in that ecosystem, that sort of independent and local music webbing. And I think that's why I want to make another record, is that I hear a sound that I wish were out there in the world. And also I know that there are people like me who will take reassurance when they see that I've made another one, put another one out, still thriving, still doing this thing. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that, and thank you for listening. And I hope to see you each and all IRL soon. And if you want to have a look at this Kickstarter campaign, there's a link in my bio if you're seeing this on Instagram. And if you're seeing this on Facebook, the link will be in the comment space of this video. And just sending you guys gratitude for listening for this long. And hope you're having a peaceful weekend and enjoying the rollout of autumn. And thank you, as always, for listening and being in my corner as a musician. And I think a Kickstarter is a great way to do that, because you'll hear from me throughout the process of making the album. And I'm not sure this album will ever be on Spotify or the other conventional streaming sites. And so this crowdfund is a really good way to pull up a chair and be in the tent while the album is being made. So much love. Thank you for listening. And I'm going to keep the wheels turning on this magic bus as long as I can.